Yesterday, an initiative funded by the United Nations and the European Union called the Spotlight Initiative was launched at the St. Francis Community Developers Japanese Hall. Renata Court reports.
Yesterday, December 17, the United Nations and European Union's Spotlight Initiative, which is aimed at eliminating violence, especially violence against women and girls, was launched in East Berbice Quarantine, Region Number 6, at the St. Francis Community Developers Japanese Hall. Mr. Adler Bino of the United Nations Population Fund, during his address to the gathering, outlined the objectives the Spotlight Initiative aims to achieve.
When you think about Region 6, the emphasis is going to be on the New Amsterdam and Lloyds Avenue area, as well as the Tane Port Morant area. But a key thing is trying to have perhaps the recruitment of more case workers, case supervisors, case managers, etc. To support that process of having a full-fledged GDP case management system in place. Providing the needed training to ensure persons have the expertise needed. There is going to be a dedicated 911 hotline service that's really intended to, in a sense, pull together the various helplines that ministry has, whether it's a helpline that deals with child abuse, trafficking, domestic violence. It's all intended to be pulled onto one umbrella.
He further emphasized,
there's some discussion around the issue of shelter for survivors. We know right now there's a real challenge with providing adequate infrastructure for that. So we're brainstorming what best practices exist and what may be best for Guyana, what may be best for Region 6. Another issue that is advanced at the moment is having what we're calling a GBV easy communication platform, which is essentially an app that allows a person, a survivor, a person that is at risk of GBV, to simply get onto that app and get information on GBV.
Mr. Alex Foster of the St. Francis Community Developers then noted that this initiative is presently in its pilot stage and that will conclude in March of 2021.
The project will be implemented at two sites, namely the bottom flat of this building. The 4 offices have already been established and now are fully functional. And the other office will be at 25 Charles Place, New Amsterdam, and that is the operational offices of the United Bricklayers in New Amsterdam. St. Francis therefore will be working with the United Bricklayers, and for UNICEF we will be involved in behavioral change activities and a number of prevention strategies. This is going to be achieved through outreach and collaboration with several partners across the region and further afield.
Remarks were then made by former Vice Chairman Mr. Bhopal Jagru, Officer Williams, who is the officer in charge of the Wim Police Station, as well as representatives from the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security and the Department of Education Region 6.
On behalf of the regional administration, to thank the European Union and the United Nations in collaboration with the Francis Community Developers for this timely intervention to deal with this alarming issue of violence against women and girls. Something that is very much prevalent in our society, something which we need to pay a lot of emphasis on to alleviate or to ease this situation in our society.
We, the police, recognizing the role we play in terms of enforcement where violence against women and girls is concerned. This initiative is well received, and I heard some mention being made in relation to men. We also suffer in instances of abuse, but due to how society sees it, as a result of that, there are unreported cases where men are concerned. So even though the emphasis is on girls and women, I just want to allude to the fact that men are being affected also.
The Ministry of Human Services and Social Security is indeed pleased to be a stakeholder in the Spotlight initiative.
As we network, collaborate with various NGOs, agencies and ministries geographically across communities and regions in our strive to enhance the lives of persons. I take this opportunity on behalf of the ministry to thank the St. Francis community developers for thinking of the ministry to be an integral part of this initiative.
When we see to eliminate violence against women and girls, we are part of that. And bringing this to Guyana, and particularly bringing this to East Berbice Quarantine, you have caused the European Union and the United Nations to invest greatly in our people. So thank you very much for that. And we know that we at Education, the Department of Education, Region 6, we are very much happy because majority of our school children are females. And females are the one that becomes young lady and mothers and wives and so forth. So when we help our girls, we are helping the next generation.
This project will be carried out by the St. Francis Community Developers and United Bricklayers. $10 million was granted for the funding of the project, as well as tablets and cellular phones. The main aim of the Spotlight initiative is to eliminate gender-based violence. Reporting for Channel 8 News, Renetta Court.